Greetings and welcome to this week's magical message. So, we want to first just stop and kind of give thanks and gratitude because if you've really been putting in the work, you have really been putting in the work, and you may have even questioned whether it was working, whether or not you were going to get the results that you desire in whatever aspect that you are looking at this in. And so, first, we want to give gratitude and we want to give thanks because the reading this week points to magical success. It points to things birthing and blooming that you've really been working for. So, really take time this week to really give thanks and give thanks for even the small things. You could take a walk and just be present with nature, be present with yourself. So, the overall energy this week, we are looking at no foe too great and strength. You have had to put forward so much strength and so much trust in yourself. And we don't always look at that as being, especially when we think about the self, being disciplined in your mind and your emotions. We don't necessarily think about how difficult that is, right? But when you're really being present with yourself, that is a full-time job, right? For those of us who have been working on keeping our mind and our emotions disciplined, that's a full-time job and we have put in the work. So this week talks about success. It talks about opportunity. It talks about the ending of cycles and the beginning of new ones. And this is a direct result of the energy and the effort that you've put forward. Now, if you're on the shadow end of this, you may be feeling the pressure to move and to do and to be, and maybe you feel a little bit directionless. Maybe you feel a little just unsettled and maybe not even grounded, And this is regardless to whether you have actually put in the work or not, right? We can be on the shadow end of an energy, even if we put that work in because of self-doubt. So this week, make sure that you are really digging in deep to that, into that self-assurance and trusting yourself and knowing that you wouldn't be here if it wasn't time for these things to take place. Maybe they didn't happen when you wanted them to. Maybe it doesn't look the way you thought that it would look, right? Maybe you had to give up something or let someone or something go for you to get here. And even though, right, that can come with so much uncomfortability, it has the greatest rewards. So this week, we're really looking at that. We're looking at being recognized for our efforts. We're looking at windfalls, right? This could be financial. This could be love coming in. This could be reconnections coming in. But regardless, trust that you have done what you need to do and that it will pay off. Do not give in to fear. Do not give in to self-doubt. You've got this. Okay. So we're going to start with the beginning of the week. We have Maker 2 responsibility. So this is really cool because I've seen so many readers and astrologists and just people who do this kind of work, regardless to the tools that they use, talk about birth, talk about pregnancy, talk about babies coming into space. And that was one of the first things that came up, is that you could get word or news that you're pregnant. You could get positive word or news on an existing pregnancy. But this doesn't have to be a literal baby. Okay. This could be your projects. This could be your relationships. This could be new opportunities. And there is a leveling up. There's a new responsibility that comes with this. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing, right? But make sure that you are leaning into the joy and the excitement, because then the responsibility kind of just falls into place. You're also looking at the beginning of the week could start with some pressure, right? Very much like if you were in labor, and you may get a little freaked out by that pressure, right? You may be like, okay, what is this? What's happening? Right? Especially if you have been in a space where you felt really grounded in your direction. You may start this week kind of like, okay, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening. Or even just wanting and knowing that the shift is coming, or this turning of a corner is coming. And at the same time feeling anxious because it hasn't happened yet. Right? Sometimes we can get so freaked out because things haven't happened on our time. And the beautiful thing about this message is that it's saying it is now time. We have been waiting for this moment for so long. And if you have, like me, been putting in that work, I found myself feeling more pressure today. You got to find space and time to get grounded. Very much like this tree, very much like the baby who's connected, who's grounded, who's connected to source and love and happiness and trust that all is provided, and all is provided, right? There is no lack. So being in that mindset in the beginning of this week is really going to help you to invite in good experiences with this birthing, with this blooming of you, your life, your projects, or perhaps a literal baby, or a relationship. Now, there's also the manifestation of new physical things as well with the beginning of this week, which will come again with responsibility, even if it's like, you got some new furniture. And now the responsibility is to keep that furniture nice and, taking care of it. And then also, there's this message of leaning into the promise. Your divine intuition, soul, spirit, you know what it is that's for you, right? And that is the promise. So really dig into that. Really hold that promise and know that it's coming. Now, when we look into the middle of our week, we have Warrior 4. Foundations blessed. Once again, things are looking amazing, right? So, and this is really helpful for me too, because again, I've been working on a lot of really amazing things. And this morning, last night, I was really hit with some pressure, and I had to ground myself. I had to recenter myself so that I could be in a space to receive. Now, the beginning of the week is letting you know, right, that all the pieces necessary are present from inside and out, right? And you're going to see this begin to show up, especially during the middle of the week. You're going to begin to see pieces that you weren't sure about kind of fall into place. And it feels like it's going to happen in a way where it's so stress-free. You don't even know why you were so worried to begin with, right? And granted, at the same time, we know why, right? But it's going to wash away the doubt. It's going to wash away the fear. And it's going to allow you to move out forward in a really powerful way. Okay, so the 4 talks about structure, talks about foundation, talks about stability. And those were the energies that really came up the strongest. So this is financial. This is relational, because that's still wealth, right? We're looking at all the ways that wealth shows up in our lives, and that's what's manifesting right now, right? Like the doors are open. And it's like, this is the time. It's funny because when I look at these cards, it looks like birth to me. It looks like labor, right? Like you get the word, you get the news that it's happening, the growth and all the things that have needed to take place are taking place, or they have taken place. And then you move into the middle of this week and you're looking at, okay, everything's ready. Like the nursery is set up, all the baby supplies, you've set up whatever your birth plan is going to be, and you're ready. Everything has fallen into place. And now it's just time. Now it's time to walk through that door. And so when we look at the end of the week, with the gift of healing, Maker Queen, right? For anybody who's into cardology, this queen is the Queen of Spades. Powerful, right? This is a powerful way to end the week, because when we're looking at all the things that are building, right? She is one of the most amazing energies when we talk about manifestation and bringing things fully into the present. And so at the end of the week, expect your baby, right? Whatever baby that is, expect your baby. And this experience is going to be so healing. It's going to be so self-reassuring. It's going to be so divine, right? That is going to heal more than you expect it to. And I really do feel like there's a certain energy here that is unexpected. So don't hold on to how things have to manifest, right? Just know that they will, right? Like you never know exactly how your labor and your birthing of your baby is going to go. You have your birth plan, right? But you still have to leave room for spirit. And so there's what I'm really picking up on in this Maker Queen. Now, the other thing is that she's very full, right? She's in full bloom. The waters are flowing. The flowers are blossoming. The sun is shining. Everything is full and it's beautiful and it's manifested in such a way, right, that it opens up possibilities. And I think that's part of that unexpected energy, right? It's like you're not going to expect some of the doors that open that are going to be opening. Right? You're not going to expect what's coming. It's almost like you know parts of it, right? But because we can be so focused in on things and energies moving in a particular way that sometimes we miss how they've expanded, right? Like I literally saw like a mushroom. So so you have like the shoot, right? And that's what you're focused on. And it's the growth. That's what you're focused on. But what you don't realize is this umbrella that has stretched out, that has grown, that has reached places and people and opened doors that you never even realized you were touching, right? And it's like the same way that a mushroom grows overnight and all of a sudden, boom, it's there in the morning. That's the synergy, right? And it comes in such a way that it is really a fresh breath of air, and it is renewing and rejuvenating. It is the coming of the promise that makes you like I can really feel that some people are going to be in tears, right? Some people are not going to expect it, and it's going to really pull on your emotions. It's really going to pull on your belief. It's going to expand it, right? Like by the end of the week, you're going to be saying, if I can do this, how far can I take this? What can I do with this, right? There are going to be so many new open doors and opportunities. I really feel it's meeting new people, connecting with new people, and those connections being important as we move forward. So make sure that, you're not shutting down, when it comes time to communicate, and kind of put yourself out there a little bit, right? This is the week to definitely do that, and not in a forceful way, and it doesn't have to be that the conversation is anything extra. It could be the simplest conversation, but maybe the blessing and the gift that's received in that conversation is exactly what's needed to fill in all these little pieces and gaps. And maybe you'll learn something that you're going to need later on, right? This is also a great week for spiritual work. So, if you are feeling like, maybe you need to do some work, maybe you need to do a bath, maybe you need to maybe you need to do some research and learn some more, right? This is that beautiful time. This is a time for you to really, just as much as you're giving birth to things outside of you, you're giving birth to you in a new way. And so, your attitude, your energy, your mindset, the way that you carry your emotions, and even like the kind of emotions and stuff that come up for you, right? Like there's going to be some things that come up for you to address, but they're coming up with a newfound strength. And so you're going to move through them in a way that shows mastery, in a way that confirms the hard work that you've put in. And this is probably more than likely going to be things from your childhood, things from birth and on that you're addressing. But more specifically, your childhood, more so than like your adult life and that kind of thing. Not that it won't come up, but you're going to begin to really work on those seeds or see the reward of having worked on those seeds that created certain mindsets and emotional ways of being that are transforming, because you've changed in ways you haven't even realized yet. And so this week, you're going to see it all. You're going to see the beginning, the middle, the end. And so whatever you're worried about, whatever you're concerned about, put it down, right? And this may sound really weird, but intentionally, right? You could go and wash your hands, take a shower, take a bath, and just see all that stuff wash away. Because what is coming, there's no room for that, right? And it's not going to naturally happen. This isn't something you have to, feel pressured to do. It's going to naturally happen as you move forward. And as you move forward in gratitude, and as you move forward being present with yourself and really digging into what it is that you truly do know based off of what's inside. This is not a week to be led by outside stuff, right? Because only you know what is for you, truly. And so if you find yourself getting wrapped up in someone else's story, whether it's their story about you and your life or whether it's their story, right? If you find yourself in that, you're going to feel more pressure. You're going to feel more anxiety. You might make some moves that could kind of hurt you moving forward. So make sure that you're not making any decisions from this space. Make sure that you're really connected with yourself. And and make sure that you're not being judgmental either. Make sure that you're being gentle with yourself and giving yourself grace, and know that regardless to what you think your moves are, as long as you move in this way, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to, and you're thriving in it. So don't judge it and think that you should be further or things should look different, because they look exactly the way that they were meant to. And that's purposeful, right? Because what's coming, again, is things that you expected, but it's so many things that you did not expect that are blooming and birthing this week. So make sure that you are giving your gratitude for things that you may not even see it. And you may not even completely, truly believe it in your heart, but give gratitude anyway, because the opportunity will come for you to feel it and for you to really know it inside. Okay. All right. So, that is the reading for today. I was getting a message that was coming in, so give me 1 second. I want to make sure that I give you all the pieces that Spirit is really wanting you to know. Okay, so there's a message around transportation. If you're on the light side of this could be new transportation. You could be getting some kind of new car, or maybe the way that you're moving around is becoming easier. But there's some kind of new movement, new transportation. And if you're on the shadow side, you might find yourself having some issues regarding transportation this week. But in that, right, the energy, the message in that is around your movement, right? Either you are leveling up or you're being called to move differently, right? So that's a beautiful, beautiful message. I pray that everyone has received this in the way that is most divine for them. And by the end of this week, I know we're all going to be celebrating. So go ahead and get yourself prepped, get yourself pumped up. Believe in yourself. Trust in the guidance that you have coming from you internally. And don't allow anything outside of you to cause you to waver in that. Okay. You are the prize. You are the gift. You are the guidance. Trust that and move on it. Okay. All right. So thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate each and every single viewer. I thank you for your words, your affirmations. I thank you for taking part in your own life and really taking charge to bring about the changes and the manifestations that you desire. So I'm going to close this out. Thank you. Love you all. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this, comment down below if you'd like to leave something, or feel free to email me. All that information, as always, is going to be in the description below. And until next time, bye.